All right, Baker Mayfield. So there is a Twitter site, a Twitter account named Dawg Pound Daily. All right, and it's a verified account, so it's legit. It's got 11,000 followers, so not huge, but viable. And it's got the blue check, so it's not like it's a bunch of nonsense. And they tweeted out. This was yesterday. The Browns need to think about Deshaun Watson. And I guess they linked it to somebody else who said it. They gave an article, blah, blah, blah. And then Baker Mayfield chimes in. Baker Mayfield must have been scrolling. Maybe he was cutting the grass at the stadium. Maybe he was fixing the plumbing in the stadium. And he looked at his phone because we know he lives there. And he says he subtweets Dawg Pound Daily. Now, again, Dawg Pound Daily, 11,000 followers. Baker's got 754,000. All right. And he quote tweets with the, all right, like an okay sign, right? And it says, some of y'all Browns are funny. And he puts quotes around Browns. I don't know if he meant Browns fans. I don't know really what he meant, but are we impressed by his grit or his tenacity or his whatever motivates him? Or are we saying, it's a little petty, Baker. Probably want to stay out of that.
I think he's just being a millennial athlete. You see stuff in social media and you respond to it, whether you're really upset or you're just kind of playing. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think this way. I can't relate to this in any way because I would just ignore it. I mean, there were plenty of things that were said about me during my playing day. You just ignore them and go forward. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to sit here 15 years removed from my last snap and say, Baker Mayfield's got to, have a thicker skin. What's wrong with him? He can never be a leader because he responded to something on Twitter. I mean, people are saying dumb stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all.
I'm never going to say that. I don't know Baker Mayfield's mentality. I don't know what his personality is like. I don't know. Mm-hmm. If this is how he feels like he wants to respond and get motivated or whatever, good for him. But to me, it's kind of a non-story because this is what all these kids do. Not just, star athletes, but kids in 12th grade.
Yeah, but nobody cares about those kids.
I know.
Because they're anonymous. This is a little different. He's the quarterback of the Browns.
Yeah, but not really, BT.
Oh.
He's still Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? You're not going to take Baker Mayfield out of Baker Mayfield. You might want him to be, more like the CEO, but that's never going to be him. And as soon as he tries to be that, he's not him.
Uh-huh.
And he's a shell. And so if he wants to respond this way, good for him.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't have a huge deal with it. The only reason I say that, if you hear, and again, it's not like it's some account with an eggshell avatar who's following 937 people, but yet has 9 followers that tweeted this out, and he responded to them. Mm-hmm. That would maybe be listening a little bit too much or a little bit too closely to what's being said or following that stuff too much. This is a legitimate account, and I'm sure they're great Browns fans. I'm sure they're pretty smart. I'm sure they're, like most fans, little wacky in some of their takes, and I'm guilty of that as well with my team. It is what it is. I guess the other question, because I'm with you, I don't hold any ill will to. I like Baker a lot. And by the way, if people are using this against him to question his leadership, just remember this: he led the Browns to their first playoff win in decades. That's what really matters. That's tangible leadership. But the real question is, what if you have a really good quarterback, right? And Baker's really good, but you know that Deshaun Watson's better. And I believe Deshaun Watson's better than Baker. I'm sure you believe Deshaun Watson's better than Baker.
He's better than 70% of the quarterbacks in the NFL.
There you go. I agree. He's better more than 70%. Probably more than 70%.
90. He's better than Dak. He's better than
Wentz.
Matt Ryan.
He's better than Jared Goff. Yes.
I mean, you could go on and on. I mean, there's maybe 3 or 4 that you're going to say he's not better than.
He's top 5 quarterback.
That's right.
But if you have a really good quarterback and he's not very old, where, he's still somewhat of a prime athlete, but you know that Watson's better, do you then still kick the tires?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the NFL's a bigger, better deal league, man.
Okay, so in essence, what you're saying is the Browns should make a call.
Of course they should make a call.
I
think every team should make a call.
I'm just checking.
Unless your guy is so entrenched, and unless he's Aaron Rodgers type of player, then you make that call. No, not everybody's sold on Baker Mayfield. He had a good season. Mm-hmm. Yes, he was a leader, and he took them to the playoffs and won double-digit games for the first time in forever for the Cleveland Browns. But at the end of the day, you can always be replaced. That's the nature of the NFL. You can always be replaced. And as soon as you start believing that you can't, that's when you've gotten so full of yourself that you're probably going to really watch your back. So I don't begrudge Baker for being, shut up. This is my team. I kind of actually want him to be that way.
I would.
You know what I mean? So I don't mind this. I'm not looking at this as, he's being petty.
No,
he's too thin-skinned. He can't be a leader. That's not how I respond to this. I'm like, this is Baker.
Yep.
Right. Who I'm trying to think of an example.
He's got to be
Josh
who
Allen,
he is.
Exactly. Josh Allen's not responding like this. You know what I mean?
Josh, it wouldn't surprise me if Josh did.
No, he wouldn't. I don't think so.
I think he might. I think Josh is a little bit out there. Not in a bad way, but I'll tell you who wouldn't respond to this. Like Matt Ryan wouldn't respond to this. No. I think Josh might. Josh is on social media. I think Josh might.
I don't think he's responding to this.
Okay.
I don't think most quarterbacks would, be honest with you. But Baker would, and he did, and because he's Baker. He's different. And think about it. He is different than the other quarterbacks in the NFL.
Because he has to be. Because he's 6 feet, base 6'1".
Yeah.
He took the long, hard way, certainly to the number 1 pick, and let alone the NFL. Had a transfer. He was redshirt. Come on.
That's right.
It's a little bit like he needs to. I agree. I think he needs to play with a bit of a jagged edge. And that's not just on the field. I think that's got to be – that's him, and that's his fuel. So if he tries to deviate from that and tries to play up the CEO role that's not consistent with his personality, then he's ultimately going to fail.
Yeah, because he's a phony, and people will say, "This is not you. You're just playing the part. I know it's not you.
Exactly.
Stop it."
I'm with you. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop fresh content.